welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a foundation roundup. So I have 7 foundations in front of me, all of which I've done first impressions on. And now it's just time to give a little bit more detailed thoughts on them. Now that I've tested them out, really put them up against each other. And then eventually in the future, I can start testing more foundations and kind of just clear this out of my back stock of my review foundations. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. But with that, let's get started talking about these foundations. All right, so as I mentioned, I have 7 foundations here. I will link any of the individual videos that I did on these down in the description box below. I am wearing my #1 top favorite foundation today, and any makeup I'm wearing will be listed down below. Make sure you check the description box because it has all the information you'll ever need. And in each of these individual videos, you will be able to find swatch photos if you need a swatch photo of these foundations. But let's just start with the #7 spot. And this one, I've just been waiting to talk about and do this video so I can declutter it because this was one of the worst foundations I've tried in a long time. And I tried this a lot of different ways. I really try to make this work because I spent a lot of money on it. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Matte. They have a matte and a glow version of this foundation. I have not tried the glow version, and I don't know if I will, to be honest, just because I hated this so much. I was really disappointed in this only because I've really been loving Givenchy products, and it really seems like Givenchy as a brand is coming into focus, at least on the beauty community sphere here. So I wanted to like this. The problem with this is if you looked up cakey mask foundation in the dictionary, like this would be the foundation. I just found it so heavy, so matte. If you like the L'Oreal Infallible Matte, that really popular foundation a long time ago, it reminds me of that foundation for me. And I have normal leaning dry skin, and I prefer a more natural finish, lighter coverage, kind of like a semi-matte. I do prefer a semi-matte finish. So being that this isn't a glowy foundation, you would think I would have liked it, but it's so heavy and cakey. It doesn't look good on the skin. I'm gonna be getting rid of this. I can't stand it. I have not tried a foundation that did not get along with me in quite some time. And this just really won the rank for worst foundation ever. Now going into the #6 spot, this is also going to be a declutter. I have a rule now, if I know I'm not gonna use it, I don't wanna keep it around for review purposes. I just wanna get it out of my collection. So even though this isn't old in my collection, even though it is not a new foundation, I'm gonna be getting rid of it, maybe try and find someone who will like this more. But this is the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream, and I have the shade Light. So very much more of a skin tint. This is supposed to give you like that no makeup look, which I do like. And it comes out white like this. And you're supposed to blend it into your skin, and then it kind of changes colors like you can see there. This, I didn't mind the first time that I tried it, I think. The problem with it now is just for being light, it looks very orange. It looks unnaturally orange, and that's the problem. It's not a matter of it just not matching me. It's a matter of just looking so fake tan on my skin. So that's why I'm not gonna keep it. I would like to think maybe in the summertime it would be better, but the undertone is just so off on this. I could not get it to work. And that's why I'm just gonna be getting rid of it. Nothing great to say about this. Lasting power wasn't good. Even if this did match me, I don't think it was anything special. You'll see once we kind of talk about these other foundations and I rank them, that there can be something special about a very no makeup look, but this did nothing. I don't like this at all. So I'm going to declutter it. And now going into #5, this is where things start picking up a lot because now I really like all of these. None of these I would even say are in the okay category. These are all foundations that I love. And similar to the L'Oreal, The number 5 is going to go to this Dear Claire's Illuminating Supple Blemish Cream. I tried this in my Yes Style haul and I loved it. I still love this. You know, the only reason that I'm putting it at number 5 compared to some other ones we're going to talk about soon is the shade again. This is also one that comes out very light and it's supposed to kind of match your skin as you rub it out and blend it in. The problem with this one is the undertone is fine, but this is not a one-size-fits-all foundation. Now that it's been 2 months, I think, that I've tried this, been using this, it's already too light for me. It's noticeably light. I haven't gotten that much tanner. I definitely have with the sun, but it's been a pretty bleak summer here overall. There's been a lot of rain, so I haven't been outside that much. So for this to already not match me, there's just such a small margin of people that are going to be able to wear this. Even though it is beautiful on the skin, it really is nice for those no makeup days. You can powder it, you can not powder it. It'll set down and not be sticky. I think this is a really versatile product that plays well with all types of products. I didn't have to be specific about the primer that I'm using or the powder, or if I'm using a cream blush or a powder blush. This worked well with everything. The only con is just the shade range. If you're even my skin tone or a little bit darker, it'll look super white cast on you. So it just won't work for that many people. Since we just talked about 2 very light coverage foundations, now I'm going to talk about the most full coverage foundation out of this lot in the number 4 spot. And this is the MAC Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen. And this is supposed to be a concealer foundation in one. So that's how full coverage it is. And it is very, very full coverage. I don't typically go for a full coverage. I will wear it every now and again as long as it looks natural. I don't want it to look masky and cakey, which is why I didn't like this Givenchy, but this was really nice. Honestly, what I love the most about it is the component. I think it's really innovative. And having it in this little pen that you can click and turn off and on, which is very strong. You have to really click it on off. I found that out because I didn't realize I wasn't clicking it off all the way. But I love the pen. I think that it's super easy to travel with. If you're someone who does their makeup in the car before work, you need something to take with you, this is really handy. It is only half a fluid ounce. It's less than that, 0.41. So it's not your standard foundation, but I think a lot of us don't go through a foundation that often. I'm fine having the smaller amount and having it in this really convenient packaging. I really wish a lot more foundations did it this way because I find it so much better than the dropper applicator specifically, or even just a pump. It's nice to have this and just kind of click it on the back of my hand and work after that. Other than the packaging though, the formula is really nice. It is a very full coverage. I don't recommend using it as a concealer. I think it's just a little bit too heavy under the eyes, and I don't suffer that much from crepiness or under eye wrinkles. So for me to say that, if that's one of your problem areas, this just won't look good under the eyes. I much more prefer it as just a foundation, and you can sheer it out. It's very buildable. You can make it a medium full if you really, really want to and sheer it out, but it does look best as a full coverage. It's long wearing. It looks nice on the skin. I wouldn't over powder because then it starts to look a little heavy, but nothing bad to say. And I will be using this when I want a full coverage foundation. I will definitely be reaching for this one. Already in the top 3, this video is breezing by. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to put this with foundation, but I decided that that's how I'm using it. So that's the video I'm going to put it in. I also do roundup videos that are less ranking and more just talking about them, speed review style. And I was considering putting this in there because it's kind of a primer foundation in one. Let me just talk about it. This is the Chanel Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige. I don't know if anyone has really figured out what this product is, but I'm using it as a foundation, and that's why I ultimately decided to put it in this video. I've used this quite a bit. I mean, for just having it for maybe a month or so, I do have a dip in there probably out of all of these, I reach for this one the most because of just the way that I use it. I'm using it as a no makeup tint. It really has just a transparent pink filter on the skin. It's perfecting on the skin, which is why you can use it as a primer. But I use it more when I kind of just want to blur my skin just a little bit. I am going to be wearing bronzer, blush, highlight, so I don't want to wear no makeup, but I just want my skin to look a little bit more perfected. It blurs. It really has this just filter over it on the hand. Like, you can really just see where it is versus not on my skin. I think it's so blurring, so beautiful. I'm glad that I picked this up to kind of find out what it is, and I'm curious to see what other people think of this, because I think that this launched here and it's not available in the US. I'm not 100% sure yet. Chanel always has weird launch dates just all over the world. They'll sometimes launch in Asia first. I don't know what their deal is. I am very happy that I picked this up though, and I think that I'll be using it quite a bit. It's something that I could see myself going through all the way because it is just perfect for days I don't have time to do my makeup all the way, but I still want to put something on. I like this a lot. This might have been number one had I not had these other foundations in this batch here, because I really, really enjoy it. I had some good foundations recently tried out, so it was a tough call to be able to rank these. I highly recommend this if you can pick it up. I believe it's $40, and this is a smaller size, so it's 15 grams, half a fluid ounce or half an ounce, and I would pick it up. I think that is absolutely worth it. If you're someone who prefers a full coverage, you're not gonna like this, but if you like no makeup, if you like light makeup, you will fall in love with this. I'm curious to see how it works for a range of skin tones, but I do think that it would fit a lot of skin tones because it is so transparent. If you've tried this or plan on picking this up, let me know in the comments, because I am really curious to just see everyone's opinions and thoughts about this. Number 2 spot is a great foundation. I love all of these, but let's just talk about this one. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. I have 2 shades, 3 and 6. It looks like in the US, they're labeling their shades differently, like more 112, 115, etc. But here in France, I picked up 3 and 6. Obviously, I'm a big fan of this foundation, which is why I put it at number 2. I didn't really like the original Superstay only because it is more full coverage and this is a skin tint. I think this looks beautiful on the skin. It gives a very natural finish. It doesn't look too makeup-y on the skin. It does blend your pores a lot. It is very liquidy, which is why it has the dropper, my least favorite type of applicator. It's similar to the MAC Water Weight foundation as well as the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, which all also have this dropper style. Hate the dropper style, but for some reason, the ones with the dropper, I always fall heads over heel for them. So, you know, there's not much more I can say about this. It's my perfect everyday foundation. The only con, if I'm comparing it to number 1, is the lasting power isn't as good. It's not as buildable. This is really just a one-trick pony. It's going to give you a light coverage, exactly what it talks about. It's just a light skin tint. It's going to blur your pores. It's going to be perfecting without being able to build that coverage, and that's about it. This is for the person who likes lighter coverage foundations, who just wants an easy, affordable, everyday option. This is the one I would recommend. It is just not going to last 10 plus hours like the number 1 foundation. And now that we've talked about this, let's just go into number 1. And I went back and forth, but I think the number 1 just has to go to this one, which is what I'm wearing today. And it is the Very Valentino Light Lasting Perfecting Foundation. I have the shade LN4. I had a little bit of trouble shade matching online to this foundation. I believe I picked up LN1, and immediately upon opening it, I was like, this is way too light, but the swatches online are a little deceiving. I recommend going up to what you think you need to get. And I think now it's a pretty good shade match for me. We'll see how it works in the winter. But this gives the same effect as this, blurring, perfecting, not too heavy on the skin. However, this is much more long lasting, and this is buildable if you want more of a medium coverage foundation. This would be the foundation out of all of them if I still worked my retail job where I was there 10, 12-hour days, most days. I could rely on this foundation and know it's gonna last all day and still look really good. I have a lot of foundation in my collection. Foundation is my favorite category, hands down, and I could see myself finishing this. I really enjoy it, and I might put it into like a project pan just to finish it up. This is one I'm going to prioritize finishing because I love the finish of it so much. In my opinion, this is just a really well-rounded foundation that will fit pretty much everyone. If you have oily skin, dry skin, combo skin, I think that this is just a really versatile foundation, and that's what I look for. I don't want to have a foundation that's finicky where I have to really think about the products that I'm pairing with it. I don't have to think about what I put with this. I just know whatever I use will look great on top. That's why I have it ranked number 1. There's not much more. I can really just rave about this. You can go back and watch my initial first impression video on it. Very happy with this. I'm glad I picked it up because I wasn't going to. I only picked it up because I ended up trying the new concealer, and this isn't a new foundation. I think this has been around for at least over a year now. So I'm happy that I took the leap and decided to love this, and this is like the new love of my life. Love this foundation. And those are all the foundations that I have to talk about today. Now I can put these back in my collection and start reviewing more foundation. It's been a while since I've done a foundation review. I have the Ritual de Fille that I want to try out soon. I have a ton of foundation. I recently just did a foundation declutter. I will link that video up above if you just want to see my entire collection. But let me know if you have any of these, if you picked up any of these foundations and you like them, you don't like them, etc. I only have one skin type, so I can only speak on my skin and how it reacts to that. But I'm sure that there has to be people out there who love this Givenchy. There just has to. So if you're someone who loves this, let us know down below in the comments the type of skin you have and what you're doing to make it work, because I tried a lot with that foundation, a lot. I could not get it. So help me out in the comments if you can. But that's all that I have for you today, everyone. I hope you're doing great, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.